So, what if you could have an entire team of AI writers on call, ready to create brand new children's stories whenever you want? Today, we're diving into a fascinating system that does exactly that. It's an amazing solution to a problem you've probably faced yourself.
You know that feeling, right? It's the end of a long day, the kids are ready for bedtime story, and your brain is just completely empty. You've got nothing left in the creative tank.
Well, it turns out there is a name for this. The creators of the system we're looking at call it the story scarcity gap. It's that moment when the demand for a new story is high, but your creative supply is at zero. And that is exactly the problem this AI is designed to solve.
So, let's meet the solution, the Agentic Story Book. And this isn't just one giant AI doing all the work. No, this is a whole team of specialized AIs, or agents, that collaborate to generate, refine, and even save a story all on their own.
Okay, so this right here, this is basically the blueprint for the whole operation. A user's idea flows through this team. You've got a researcher, a guardian, a writer, and an archivist. It's like a little digital factory for stories. So let's follow one simple idea and see how it makes its way through this entire system.
All right, let's trace the journey of a single prompt, from a simple idea all the way to a finished, kid-safe story.
And it all kicks off with something super simple, just like this. A user asks for a sequel that mentions the cat should be the famous Tom from Tom and Jerry. Seems easy enough, right? But this one little sentence sets a whole complex, automated machine in motion. And this really gets to the heart of what an agentic system is. We're not talking about one single massive AI trying to do everything at once. No, this is way smarter. It's a team of specialists. Think of it like a digital assembly line, where each AI agent has one very specific job to do before it hands its work off to the next one. Now we get to what is honestly the most critical part of this whole setup, this safety loop. Because we're talking about kids' stories, right? Before a single word of the final story is written, the plot has to get through this automated, kid-friendly check. So here's how it works. First, an agent called the Guardian inspects the plot for anything inappropriate. If it finds a problem, it doesn't just reject it. It sends it over to another agent, the Refiner, with notes on what to fix. The Refiner rewrites it and sends it back. This goes back and forth automatically until the Guardian finally says, "Yep, this is good to go." And here's a perfect example from our prompt. The Guardian agent immediately flags that Tom and Jerry reference. Why? Well, it correctly figures out that Tom and Jerry is all about cartoon violence. You know, anvils and frying pans. Probably not the vibe we want for a gentle bedtime story. This is the magic right here. The Refiner agent takes that feedback and gets to work. Instead of a Tom and Jerry reference, the cat, Penelope, now becomes a famous dreamweaver, or the queen of silly chases. See that? It keeps the fun, playful spirit, but gets rid of the problematic part. It's autonomous self-correction. The system fixed itself. And there it is. Once the plot is clean, the Guardian gives the final sign-off. Approved story. That's the signal that breaks the safety loop and gives the green light to move on. What's so cool is this guarantees the story's foundation is safe before the real writing even begins. All right, the plot is approved. Now the last two agents in the assembly line take over, turning this safe little outline into an actual file on the computer. Next up is the story writer agent. Its job is pretty straightforward, but super important. It takes that approved 5-sentence plot and expands it into a full-blown story. We're talking dialogue, descriptions, the whole shebang. And finally, we have the archivist. Now, this agent is really cool because it's not just about language. It's basically a little file clerk. You can see here it has access to actual tools like write file and create directory. This is huge. It lets the AI system actually do things like save files on your computer.
So you can see it in action here. First, the archivist makes a brand new folder just for this story. And then, boom, it uses its write file tool to save the story it just got from the writer, right inside that new folder.
And this is what you end up with, a neat little folder with the finished story inside saved as a file. Think about that journey, from one simple sentence all the way to a finished saved file, completely handled by this team of AI agents.
So you might be thinking, okay, that's cool, but why does this matter? Why go to all the trouble of building an AI team when you could just use one giant AI?
Well, this agentic design is a really big deal. For starters, you get that autonomous self-correction for safety. You get way more reliable results because each agent is a specialist. You can chain their decisions together to handle really complex tasks.
And you have agents that can use actual tools. This isn't just about writing a story anymore. It's about automating an entire creative workflow from start to finish. Which, of course, leaves us with a pretty mind-bending question. This system can handle the creative part, the safety checks, and even the boring file management of writing a story. So, if an AI team can master all of that, what other complex, creative jobs could they tackle next?